Hey everyone, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star the Flippin' Hippo. Today is Monday, February 1st, and because it's a Monday, that means it's time for What Sold on eBay. Today is the very first day of February also, so happy February everyone. We are 1 month into 2021 officially. As always, we're going to go on a walk through our Instagram, and I'm going to show you our photos of our packages shipping out each day. And then we're going to jump over to eBay and look at some selections of our sales from the week, some bolos, some really good bread and butter brands that sell well for us as well. We'll start with the picture we're looking at right now. This is today's photo. Our weekend sales were down a little bit. 22 packages went out. 21 of those were eBay sales, and one was Poshmark. We should be at around 30 packages based on our own personal historical sell-through rate for 3 days on a weekend. So we're down about 8 packages short. I would like to just remind everyone, base where you should be on your own personal historical sell-through rate and your own personal bests. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. I say that because I know a lot of folks sometimes see our packages and think, wow, that's really good. Why do you say it's bad with 22? Because 22 for us is bad. 22 for someone else might be the best weekend they've ever had. 50 for us might be the best weekend we've ever had, but for someone like Robert, who you all know as the other big plush seller in our Facebook group, that's a bad weekend for him. So it's all relevant to how many listings you have active and how much you typically sell and your own personal bests and goals. So keep that in mind and, compete with yourself and try to beat your own personal bests and goals, and just compare yourself to yourself. For us, 22 is bad, but 22 might be good for you. Again, if you watched last week's What Sold video, in that video, I kind of went into a little bit of detail about why our sales are down. We know why our sales are down. Keith and I hadn't been listing as we should. We took a lot of December off. We had been focusing on other projects. We have a lot going on right now. We're getting back into the routine of things and listing every day. And you're going to see as we go through the pictures last week where you can kind of see the sales start to go up, which proves, guys, when you're not listing, your sales are going to go down. And when you're listing every day, you're going to see the results and your sales are going to gradually go up. We're still not to where we should be, but things are getting better. Sales are increasing, but at the same time, we are still going through the back end and taking down a lot of our listings. We're taking down a lot of hard goods that we're going to redonate. We're taking down a lot of mistakes and poop items, and we're also taking down a lot of older and more stale items, I guess. Clothing that's been around for 2 years and still hasn't sold. We're taking those out to redonate a lot of the hard goods that aren't plush and shoes and things like that. So even though we're back into listing every single day, we're removing things as well. So our overall amount of listings isn't really growing. It's kind of staying the same, if that makes sense. So we're hovering right around 2,000. We should still be selling 10 a day. That's our historical sell-through rate when things are good. So this is better than last weekend. Last weekend we had 16, 14 eBay, 2 on Poshmark. That's about half of where we should be. And only 3 on Tuesday. 4 on Wednesday. Thursday we jumped up to 7. And then we had 6 on Friday. So you can kind of see as the week went on, sales were getting better and the weekend was better. And so we're hoping as we continue to list that things will improve. Active store is a happy store. You guys hear me say that all the time. When you're listing every day, you are going to sell more. And ultimately, while we're removing listings, we're dropping our overall amount, which can lower the amount you're selling because the 0.5% sell-through rate's based on your total amount of listings. So if you have 2,000 items, you should be selling 10 a day if you're mostly doing used clothing. But those stale listings can also hurt you. I've done videos on that where I've talked about that. They can hurt you and pull you down in the algorithm. So by removing those, sometimes that can help you to bounce back up and sell more too. All right, let's go over to eBay and look at the plush first. This is Winnie the Pooh. He talks, his nose wiggles. He is made by Mattel. And he's super cute and vintage. He's from 1997. Unfortunately, he is not a vintage that is worth a lot or comps very high. I did have shipping on him in addition to his cost. He weighed over a pound on his own. So had I listed him with free ship, he would have been around 18 to 20. But I do like to have calculated shipping on plush that weigh over a pound. That's just a personal choice for me because I don't like to be blindsided if someone in Hawaii or Puerto Rico buys a heavier item. They did send me a best offer of $9, which I accepted. And so they were all in at $19 after they paid shipping. Pooh shipped in a priority large mailing box. Oh, I'm sorry. And he was 50 cents at the Goodwill. 50 cents at the Goodwill. This is Izzy from Disney Junior's Jake and the Neverland Pirates show. She's an official Disneyland Parks plush. I also found her at the Goodwill for 50 cents. And she sold for $10.99. And she shipped first class. Next up, we have an M&M's green M&M dressed in a pink cat suit with a little Valentine heart that says you're perfect. And I'm sure she sold because of the time of year it is. She sold for $13.99. She was another 50-cent find. And she shipped first class as well. And that was it for the plush. So we only sold 3 plush last week. Kind of a slow week for plush. Next up, we did sell these LifeStride Soft System Black Mules. These are platform-heeled, slip-on Black Mules by LifeStride. I have found in, at least for me, these LifeStrides are a good bread and butter brand. I do like to pick them up when I find them at the Goodwill for 99 cents when their color is the color of the day. I'll pay 99 cents for them. They sold for $8.99, but the buyer also paid shipping. So their total amount all in was $20.38 for these shoes. So buyers are willing to pay $20 and up for a lot of these LifeStride shoes. And they did ship in a shoe box, wrapped in a little bit of bubble wrap and tissue paper. Priority bill. Next up is this Cubavera New Tags men's button front shirt. This came out of one of our wholesale lots. It was about $2. And the MSRP on there is $65. You can see the MSRP doesn't always mean anything. I know that you guys see all the time on Instagram and on Facebook where resellers will find something and say, you know, this retails for $185. The MSRP is $200. That doesn't always mean anything. You've got to go by the comps. Because especially if it's used, that kind of always bothers me because I feel like it's giving out misinformation. You can find a used pair of Lucky Brand jeans and tell the whole world you bought them at the Goodwill and they retail for $200 at the local mall. But guess what? Used Lucky Brand jeans barely comp for $20 to $25 anymore on eBay. You're lucky if you can get $25. Most of the time they're going to go for $20. So what they retail for really doesn't matter when they're used. But the MSRP on new clothes often doesn't matter either. You want to check those comps. A lot of times I'm guilty if I have something new with tags and it has an MSRP on it. I will just put it up for like 40% off of that and see what happens. I'll put best offer on it. But I also like to really price high and take risks, and I'm willing to sit on stuff. But if you're new and you're still learning, go ahead and comp it anyway, even if you have an MSRP. And don't pay a lot of mind to when you see that, oh, this retails for, or the MSRP is XYZ, because that doesn't always mean anything. That Lucky brand is the best example I can give you, because they do regularly at the mall here retail for $200, $250 brand new. If you have them used, they're going to sell for $20, and I think I had a new pair sell for $75 once. So keep that in mind. This Cubavera sold for $28.12, shipped first class. This is a 31 purse. You guys probably remember 31. It was a MLN company, kind of like Tupperware or Avon, but it was purses and bags, lunch bags and stuff. We got this in a big wholesale, and its cost was about 5 cents. That was a really good deal we got on that one. So the purse cost us 5 cents. I did take a best offer of $17.75 on it. It did ship first class. I just put some tissue paper around it and put it in a bigger sized poly bag. Next up, we have a men's LL Bean sweater. This is a cashmere blend. So even though LL Bean is kind of like one of those brands that really isn't worth so much anymore, it is a mall brand. It's not that great of a bread and butter brand when it comes to most items like jeans and shirts. This is a cashmere sweater. Cashmere is one of those materials that we will source or pick up regardless of the brand. Cashmere does sell well. This actually came in a wholesale lot, but had we seen it in the wild on the rack, we would have picked it up. Our cost on this was around $2. We accepted a best offer on this of $22, and it shipped first class. Here's a skirt by Trina Turk. This was a new to me brand. I got this in a wholesale lot. I'm not that particularly fond of skirts, but this was a wholesale lot of all different types of bottoms. I had capri pants, jeans, skirts, shorts, and I did learn a lot from that lot. I had a lot of new to me brands. Trina Turk's a decent brand. If I saw it in the wild, I'd pick it up. This is just a silk midi long pencil skirt with a geometric pattern on it. Sort of pretty. Someone probably needed it for work or a career, maybe to wear to church. I listed it for $28.50 and took a best offer of $25, and it did ship first class. Next up, we have these young, rich, and famous men's jeans. These had a very awesome, unique print on them. They're pretty cool. This is a new to me brand too. Came in the same lot as the skirt. It's got all over Atlas and globe print all over it. Super cool. I would call this a good bread and butter brand after comping it. They're size 40 and they have this unique print, and they still only comped right around like $28, but that's good for bread and butter. They did sell for $27.97. I shipped in a padded flat. Next up, we have women's Talbots pants. These came out of a wholesale lot and cost about $2. Same lot as the young and rich and famous jeans and the skirt. So those all comped at about $2 a piece once you averaged out that lot. These are checkered velvet pants. They are plus size, which is always a plus. Pardon the pun. These are high waist, straight leg Talbots. I do like Talbots. It is a mall brand, but I think it's a pretty solid bread and butter brand, especially their clothing that has the different colored prints, their plus size, stuff like that. These sold for a best offer of $26, and I believe they had to ship in a padded flat. Yes, they did. So these were a nice find, and they were very soft and velvety. Next up, I'm going to show you two pairs of men's shorts. These came out of the same lot as well. It was a really great lot of bottoms. This was vintage denim chams, and this is a size 42 blue ombre cut-off casual men's shorts. These are super cool. I like the ombre effect. And then we had this pair by Encrypted. You've seen a lot of Encrypted stuff selling from our store from that lot. These have the moto, and I think I've showed that to you on other pairs that sold. That ruching there, or like that ridging right there, that's moto. And then they have the rips and the distressing, and they're bleached And so they've got a lot of uniqueness to them, a lot of special stuff going on. The reason I showed you both pairs of jeans is because one buyer bought both. The offers he sent me individually on each pair added up to $34 for both pairs. And before I accepted his offer, I added the $22.56 and $25.72 that both pairs were listed at. I subtracted 10% because generally my offers I send out are 10% off. And then I subtracted $8 because I knew he was saving me shipping on one item. I knew that I would be able to get the two of these guys together into a padded flat. So I subtracted 10% and $8, and I came up with 35 and some change, and his offer was 34. I wasn't going to argue over a dollar. So I accepted his offer. He paid 34 for both. And I folded them together real nice, and they wouldn't go on the padded flat as it turned out. So we looked up a box, and it was like $1 more because he was close enough. But I was still happy with the sale because I didn't have to ship them separately. And I like when people buy multiple items. It makes my life easier. And then next we have a Vera Bradley bag that came out of the same lot that the 31 purse came out of. So this Vera Bradley bag's cost of goods was around 5 cents a nickel. And this is one of their larger bags. I'll show you. I always put, when I do bags, I always put photos in the listing of the bag's length, the bag's width, the bag's drop from their handle. I forget what that's exactly called. It's in the item specifics usually. Let me see if the 31 has it. Bag height, bag depth, bag width. They used to have it. I think they called it like strap drop, but I always show that as well. So the width, the height, the inches from the top of the strap to the top of the purse, and then the inner depth. So I feel around and try to line up the measuring tape on the very bottom of the purse and show the drop there, because you can see that's 11 inches of room inside the purse, and that's only about 10.5 inches tall. So that can be a little bit different than the measurement of the actual width or height of the purse. Like that's 9. But when you go inside the purse and measure it, it's only 8. So some people like to know all that information. They ask for a lot of that in the item specifics anyway. So if I have photos of the measuring tape on the purse with that, when I go to list it, I can just look at the photos and put that information in the item specifics, and then the buyer can see all of it too. And they can see it, you know, visually with the measuring tape. But yeah, this was a bigger one. And so this one sold for $19.99, and it shipped first class. It did fold real nice. Vera Bradley bags are like cotton and cloth. They fold up real nice into poly bags. I always wrap them in tissue paper to make them look pretty, and then they usually ship first class. So let me know what you think down in the comments below, guys. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up before you leave. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe to our channel. Help us feed a hungry hippo. Don't forget to join our Facebook group. It's called the Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. There's a link down below in the description box that you can click to join. Until next time, guys, go be productive, go make some money. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Y'all are the best. Bye.